Hi, this is Rajni Karmakar from Capsule Simulations. Today we are going to see how to install GROMACS on Windows using WSL or Windows Subsystem for Linux. So without wasting your time, let's get started. So before starting, you need to enable the WSL in your Windows machine, and you also have to install the Ubuntu. If you don't know how to do this, there's another video on this channel that you can go and watch. Once you're done with that, let's come back to this video and we can start from here. So to start with, we first go to our installation folder where we basically all download all this stuff and we install all the applications from here on Linux. You might not have it, so you have to create this folder if you want, or you can also install it on random places like desktop or downloads anywhere you would like to. Okay, so I would just quickly show you the location that I am actually installing, or actually I'm downloading the files here. So it's home admin installations. To download the files here, I would need to wget and then the link from where I would need to download the GROMACS files. Okay, so this should basically download the files for us, and once we are ready with the downloaded files, the downloaded tar files, we can actually now go on to untar and then eventually install the GROMACS. So we now have the tar files. I will just show you. Here is the tar file that we have. So we need to now untar this. Okay, so to untar this, we have to write tar. So now you see, now it have created a folder named GROMACS 23.3. We'll go inside that, and we would create, and here we would create a new folder named build. We'll go inside this build, and you see there's nothing. We just created this folder here. Okay, now you would need a proper installation of CMake. To check if you have a CMake version or not, you can write CMake dash dash version, and it shows on my computer that there's a version named 3.28.2 on your computer. If you don't have a CMake version, you can quickly install it with a command like sudo app install CMake. This should install it on your machine. If you're, let's say, this would work on Debian based systems like Ubuntu. Let's say you don't have Ubuntu and you have a system like Fedora, then you have to write sudo dnf install cmake. Okay. um, I hope now all of you have a proper cmake version. So we would quickly start with the GROMACS installation problem, like creating these cmake files for the GROMACS installation. And it would require a couple of flags. So dgmx builds onFFTW. So I'm saying it build on FFTW equal to on. So here GROMACS will actually download a FFT library for you, and it will build a new one for you. So this is basically what this flag says. Since all of you are mostly anticipated from my side to be a beginners, so I would say just keep this on. If you want to have, let's say, a more professional installation of GROMACS where you want to manage all the 50 libraries from a single location, then you would probably do something like download multiple different type of FFT libraries and then link one of these FFT libraries to your current installation of GROMACS or something like that. This can also be done using these flags. Okay, the second thing is the regression test. So we will also keep this on. So basically what will happen here is that the GROMACS will download the regression test and also do the regression. Like basically it will check if all your installers and executable files are working properly or not. The third thing is DGMX GPU, which needs entry. I think there are either you can put CUDA or some other general libraries. So we would use a CUDA because it's a specialized library for NVIDIA graphic cards. So since we have a NVIDIA graphic card, we would use CUDA. If you don't have a graphic card on your computer, or you have some other ones, you can check the GROMACS manual. If you don't have one, then you can just leave this out and you can go on with the next flag. But since we have it, we would add it. Okay, the next one is the install location. Okay, then we have to provide C compilers. So for me, this is user bins GCC 13. Okay, so you might ask, how do you know what is the okay, so you might ask, how do you know what is the location of these C++ compilers and the C compilers? So to actually find out that, we can simply write something like which GCC, and it would give the location of the C compiler that is there. So if I just write GCC version, it says the GCC is 14th version. So I don't want to use the 14th version. So what I would use is I would use this 13th version. And you see, if I call this GCC-13, then it gives me the 13th version GCC which I want to use. And as I've used before, if I want to find the location of this executable, I can just write which and followed by the executable name, which is GCC13, and this gives me the location of that executable. For the C++ compilers, or the CXX compilers, I can write this, and this also gives me the 13th version of G++ compilers. Okay, now you find it. It may happen that you have some other version of GCC, but most likely uh, it will be in the location which is something like with GCC. If you don't know which version of GCC you have, you just have to write GCC version, and it will tell you which version of GCC you currently have. Okay, and most likely your location would be something like user bin GCC or user bin G++. That is the standard location used in most of the cases, right? Okay, so that's been done. What we would do Here we have write the version such so that this command is not executed, but now we want to execute this command. So what we can just press enter, and this should start download, sorry, this should start the making the CMake files for us. So we would wait a couple of minutes before this gets finished, and then we will move on. Okay, so this has been done. What we would do is we would move on. Before moving on, we should also make sure that we have installation of Perl. So if you don't have an installation of Perl, or if the GROMACS installation gives you an error, then what you can do is you can simply write sudo apt install Perl. Or if you don't know what is the exact name of this software, then what you can do is you can write search sudo apt search and then Perl, and then it will give you all the Perl softwares that are available in the repository of apt, and then you can find the one that you want to install. If let's say you are um, currently using something like rel based Linux or Fedora or CentOS, then what you can do is you can use the pretty much similar command, but you have to use this DNF repository. So sudo DNF install Perl. This would probably be your helpful command for installing the Perl. Okay. So quickly moving forward, now we need to make our um, so all the CMake files that we have, we will just run the make command. We can just write make and then enter, or what we can do is we can write make and then minus j32. Here 32 is the number of CPU cores I have. If you let's say have 8 core CPU or 16 core CPU, then you can change this number accordingly. Okay, so you see this about to get finished in a minute or so. Okay, so this has actually created a lot of files, as you can see here inside the build. What we do need to do is we need to now write make install, but just be cautious that you need to run this command with sudo in front, because if you are, let's say, since you're installing it now, you need some higher privilege than your existing users. So write a sudo make install, and this should install your GROMACS on your machine. Now you just have to pass your password, and this should start your installation. One more thing. So you can actually also pass on this J32, which means it will use 32 cores of my system. In your case, it could be less or more depending on the system. Okay, so you see our make install command is also done, which means we can actually just write, we can source the gmxrc file, and then we should be able to run our GROMACS. So to do so, we can do source user local installations GROMACS 2023 bin gmxrc. Okay, once we source this, your installation location could be something else. Depending on your installation location, you can just write this, and you should be able to now use GROMACS, which is GMX. It says GROMACS version 2023.3. So we have successfully installed this on our computer. Every time you reopen the terminal, you have to write the source command again before you can use the GROMACS. So it's too much of a hassle, right? So to solve for that, what you can do is you can copy this source command here, and you can put it inside a bash rc file. So location of bash rc file would be bash rc. Here you open a bash rc file and you just have to paste this here. So we'll just paste it here. You can also paste it at the end. I have a couple of big lines here, so I don't want to cross them. But anyway, I just pasted it here. Source this, and once I now go back and I do a bash, which means you are restarting the terminal. And then if I say GMX, it should work. So because I have put it in the bash RC, and every time I refresh the terminal or restart the computer, the bash RC will actually run the source command for you once. Okay, so now you have seen that all the installation of the GROMACS, how to do it, and I hope you should be able to install the GROMACS this way. If you like our video, then please do give us a thumbs up to Capture Simulations. And please visit our website capsit.com, and see you in the next video. Thank you.